It's almost like this universe is making things so in your face that we have to wake up to ourselves, folks. And I think things are going to get worse. You're going to see so much more war. The universe is just going to put it more and more in your face until you acknowledge that all of this is happening with your consent. That's why it's happening. You may think, well, I don't consent to it, but you do, because it's your leaders, it's our leaders that are doing this, and no one's saying anything about it. People are still using the system. People are still complying with the rules of these criminals who are waging all of these wars all around the world. And we can withdraw support from them. Anytime we want to, we can withdraw support from them. And the women out there, it's time to call your brothers and your husbands home. Call your sons home. You know, all these men are needed in their own communities at home. Everybody is needed in their own communities. They really are. Because it's there that we can make a difference. You know, no one's coming to lead you to safety, folks. No one can do it but yourself. There is no big movement that can come along. There is no hero to lead the charge. And think about it, folks. Anybody attempting to lead the charge against this system, what are they going to do? What's the intention? What do you really think will happen? Like I said, even if we were to pull down every world leader that we've got now and replace them, what do you think the outcome would be? What do you think, the world would be healed? It's all theatre. All of the politics is theatre. All of the countries are theatre. All of these wars are manufactured. There is no reason for anybody to be fighting anybody else. All of it is theatre, designed to distract us, to bring this control grid online underneath us. That's what's happening. Now, the 5G grid, folks, who is addressing this? You know, the whole weaponized airways, the whole autonomic system that is coming online. Who is addressing this? What world leader is going to make a difference to this? And if we pull the system down, like I said, have a revolution, have a military coup, pull them down, get the hero to march to Washington and pull down the president and put himself there, what difference is it going to make? It's not going to make any difference if we're still using the tech. It's not going to make any difference if we're still allowing ourselves to go digital. All the things that are happening, folks. None of it is going to change because nobody is looking at the real issue. Everyone's looking in the wrong place for remedy. Everyone thinks they can just bring the government down and stand there and be sovereign, but they still expect that they can use their mobile phone and use their credit card and use all this digital stuff. Shift over to the digital currency and all of that sort of thing. Where's it all leading, folks? It's all leading to the same direction. People don't realize that this virtual world that we've got around us is the control grid itself. For all the wonderful things the internet has done for us, all the connectivity we've got out of the internet. I mean, I wouldn't do what I do if it wasn't for the internet. I wouldn't be able to travel. I wouldn't have met half the people that I've met around the world if it wasn't for the internet. But what's the dark side of it? What else is it doing for us? You know, it's being automated. And the internet itself is what is going to be controlling everything. It's going to be what's controlling the money system, the electrical supply, everything. And once that happens, and it's all cross-referenced and it's all connected together, then there won't be one single thing that anybody can do that isn't monitored. There won't be one single thing you can purchase. There won't be one single place you can go that isn't monitored and isn't tracked. I mean, let's say you are someone who does a little bit of massaging on the side or whatever. Let's say you're someone who sells a few herbs at the markets or any of this sort of stuff. The only way you're ever going to be able to transfer currency for that event is digitally, which means the government will get a tax on it. The government gets a handout. The government knows every single cent that you move. There'll be no money stashed offline, no money buried in yards, no money held in gold and silver that you can just go and cash in, because when you do go and cash it in, you won't be cashing it in. You'll be turning it into digital credits, and the government will get a tax on that. The government will get a tax on everything that it can use to continue waging its wars and making sure that you never get your head too far above the poverty line, because that's what it's about. That's how they control you. And we're allowing this to happen ourselves. And, you know, not only all that control of money, but the surveillance itself. Everyone wants someone to come along and march them to safety while they continue to use the tech. But the solution is to put down the tech. Stop using your credit cards and throw away your smartphones. If you're not prepared to do that, then you can follow all the screaming leaders that you want. You can follow all the people who want to stand up and shake their fist at the system and say they've got a way out, all you like. And it's not going to lead you anywhere. In a couple of years, you're going to find yourself still going down the same path. You might be a little angrier, you might still be screaming at the system, there may be a new leader in there, we may have averted a war or whatever, but all of it won't matter because all of it is theatre, because none of it is the New World Order that we fear. This is all theatre. What's going to happen is we're going to look up in 5 or 10 years and we're going to find ourselves in a digital prison with all of our thoughts monitored, and then we're going to realise what a puppet show we've been subject to and what theatre we've allowed to distract ourselves with. We're going to realise just what is really going on and how there are no world leaders that are on your side, folks. There are no good guys. Everybody out there is playing a role, and they're all doing it very well, and they're tricking the people into believing that there is actually this big global conflict happening. But it's not about that. It's about locking the people down, and they're doing it through little trinkets and toys that they're giving us for our own convenience. These conveniences are the slavery system itself. And look at us, we're lining up for the grand opening and sleeping overnight on the pavements and running in to be the first one to purchase the new part of the control grid. When the new iPhone comes out, or the new iPad, or the new whatever comes out, people literally fall over themselves to be the first on their block to have this new part of government surveillance tech as part of their lives. It's really amazing. We don't really realise what the control grid is, and we don't really realise what the system that's been put in place is going to do. And as I said before, even if you're one of the people who sits at the top of the control grid and you run the monetary system and everything, all this sort of stuff, it doesn't matter. Once the system comes online and becomes fully autonomic, then we're all part of the same equation, according to the system. They are intending to automate the entire system. And you can tell that they want to do this, folks, just by the speed that they are rolling out. The future that we are allowing to be created is not going to be a future we want to live in, and we have the ability to change it right now. We can take simple steps to start with, and the easiest steps you can take is to put down your credit card and to not buy any smart equipment at all. Do not buy smart refrigerators, do not buy smart televisions, don't buy smart anything, folks, because it's not smart for you, it's smart for the system. I know I've said that a lot of times in this show, but that is really the only way to stop this system, or to at least slow it down, is to stop complying with it, and you can do it simply by going back to cash and going back to non-smart appliances. The question is, are you prepared to do that? Is anybody out there prepared to put down their smartphone, their scrying mirror? Is anybody prepared to go back to using cash and stop using their credit card? Because if you're not prepared to do that, well, don't complain about the system, and don't think that anybody else can come along and lead you to safety. You can throw money at all the movements that you like, at all the people that you like. You can rally behind all the leaders that come to lead you, but they're not going to lead you anywhere if you're going to refuse to participate on the ground yourself. And all you have to do is stop using their tech, and you won't need a leader to pretend that he can lead you to safety. You'll be able to do it yourself, but it's going to come down to your participation. And it's like that with everybody. There is no other way out, folks. The smart system is the New World Order. If people can't see that, well, they're just looking in the wrong direction. But no one can lead you out of this politically. No one can lead you out of this with a revolution or any type of physical action, any type of pulling down the system or voting people in or voting people out or starting any type of movement. You've got to put down the tech yourself, and you've got to reclaim your humanity. If you're not prepared to do that, well, no one else can do it for you.